It happens instantly. And for a lot of the kids with leukemia and lymphoma, it happens instantly. There's no warning sign.
I didn't know if I was gonna make it or anything like that, and I was really scared.
She was 3.5 when she was first diagnosed.
I just turned 10 a month ago when I got cancer.
She was getting kind of fatigued, tired, not herself. So I had taken her to the doctor, and they had said that she had a viral infection.
It was out of the blue. Kristen went to sleep on Christmas Eve, woke up on Christmas morning and said, "Hey Mom, there's something stuck in my throat." She was crying, and apparently the way they explained it was the tumor that was here was growing so rapidly, so fast, the type of cancer that Kristen was diagnosed with, it was cutting off her airway. So I took her to the emergency room.
They poked her finger and the blood was just pouring out of her hand and it wouldn't stop. And I said, "Is that normal?" And I could tell on the looks of their face that something was wrong.
My mom came in the hospital room crying. I'm like, "Mom, what's wrong?"
They said that we're gonna bring in a hematologist oncologist, and I said, "A what?" And that's when they kind of gave us the inkling that she might have cancer. They didn't know at that point what it was.
4 hours later, they told me she had stage 3/4 cancer, and her chances were, at that time they told me 67%. And I said, no, they're 100%, she's gonna beat it.
The doctor's office called my husband and said, "Take her to Shands." And when he got to the hospital, because he talked to the doctor, we thought he knew, and he didn't. He didn't understand why I was so upset, and I couldn't understand why he wasn't upset at all. So when they came in, we were prepared, and he wasn't. And they had said that she had cancer, and he was just, he was floored. He fell and was just like, it was really hard.
I was honest. I said, "You know what, Kristen, this sucks. I don't know what to tell you, it sucks." And she'd say, "I don't like cancer, I hate cancer." I said, "Yep, so do I." It sucks. But this is what you have. We're gonna get through it. She had seizures and strokes from one of the chemo meds right in front of me, and it put her in ICU paralyzed.
I couldn't even go outside and play. We only could go outside and look at the fish. That was all.
At the hospital.
Yes. Yeah, but I like doing that.
I was playing soccer at the time, and I had to stop because I was in the hospital, and I was really sad about that because I love soccer, a lot. I just love it.
A lot of learning, a huge, huge change of lifestyle.
The first year, I think the longest I was in the hospital was 4 or 5 months at once.
Sometimes my mommy, my daddy, or my grandma had to come.
Seeing all my friends, they're passing away. And I think that was the worst part. Not all the shots and the chemo or anything like that. I think it was just seeing the other people in pain. And that made me in pain because I hated seeing people in pain.
She had never really dealt with death at age 10, and that was a concern for me because she's lost a lot of friends. And when you have a child fighting cancer, you have to have facts. You already have your own hope because they're your kid, but you have to have facts, and you want the truth. You want to know what if, what if, what if. And that's when somebody sent me a letter about Rock.
Going into Rock Weekend, it was no holds barred. You held nothing back. You could be as open as you wanted to be or be as reserved as you wanted to be.
Rock Family Weekend is about knowing you're not alone and getting the strength to fight.
I realized that there were, 20, 30 women feeling just like I was, 20, 30 men feeling like my husband was.
For me, all the doctors at the Rock Family Weekend come. They will answer you any question, and I asked a lot.
the men opened up and you watched all of them come out wiping tears from their face, and I was like, wow. The kids go to classrooms and have fun. They're in their own separate sessions.
We got to do like all kinds of things. That was like so much fun.
For my older two daughters, it was very informative. The girls understood a lot more what she was going through by talking with kids their own age. And that was really helpful because my daughters realized we are not the only ones who have a sibling with cancer.
We each got a little piece of paper, a square piece of paper, and we drew a butterfly and colored it in and stuff. And I remember how at the end of the weekend, they put all of the butterflies together in our group. It was beautiful just to see like all the butterflies. And just not until like a few months ago, I figured out why we did that. We did that because butterflies mean freedom. Once they escape, they're free.
After I did that, like the weight of the world was off my shoulders. I knew that I was not the only one who was feeling the way I was feeling.
All the families that I talked with outside, at the poolside, at the dinners, were all the same thing. I'm learning to live life day by day. This is my new normal. And that's what I learned at Rock.
It's amazing. I mean, it was one of the most amazing experiences that we've had through all of this. I know the American Cancer Society is the one who sends us there. The whole weekend is cost-free.
We didn't pay a thing to attend Rock Weekend. That was, when they approached me with it, that was the first question I asked.
Even if it was to cost $300, there's no way we could have done it.
We couldn't have gone if it wasn't a non-paid trip for us. There was no way. We had the resources.
There's a lot of families out there who struggle. You know, they struggle financially, they struggle, you know, emotionally. And I think going into this weekend, it brings you back together and makes you stronger.
I don't know that there is ever words strong enough to say thank you to anybody for donating. I think me as a mom, my thank you is making sure that my kids make a difference.
Thank you. Because really, it put our family back together as far as unity.
You can't beat cancer without the fighting spirit. And Rock gave her the fighting spirit.
So it's so important that if you can do it financially to be able to help, it's really, it's the biggest gift. You should feel wonderful, rewarded.
Every dollar you give, then a kid could have survived because of that dollar.
It's what we need to function again, to realize that we're not the only ones going through this.
I didn't want my little girl to grow up fast, but she did. She never complained, ever.
We are done. We just finished up our final chemo. Her last bone marrow and spinal fluid came back negative. We're done. For now, as long as it doesn't come back, we're good.
I think Kristen is the type of child that will be able to tell her story once she comes to grips with what the whole journey was.
I'm Zoe Thompson and I am 5.
Hi, my name is Kristen Austin and I'm 12 years old.
I kicked cancer's butt.